telephone.
Hello, one ringy dingy. Good evening. I was going to say good afternoon. Wrong time zone. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good morning, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome to Dozen Cats Wellness Tarot. Welcome, Johnie from Tarot's Apprentice. Yay! We need to download some like applause or something, some kind of like something in the background, right?
I think I had enough noise just now.
Nice.
You'll be ready by the time my intro plays. I'm like, sure, and then all of a sudden the telephone goes crazy. Anyway, how you doing?
So we are here to do a reading, an in-depth reading. I didn't really know what to call it, to be perfectly honest, on Kevin and Ruby Franke. And I've wanted to do reading on these guys for a while, and Johnie had done a reading, I think it was last week, right?
I did them a month ago. It probably just came out last week.
So Johnie did a reading that came out last week on Kevin and Ruby's pending divorce. And as soon as I seen that, I sent him an email. I'm like, you want to take a deep dive on this? And he said, okay. So we thank you for being here, of course. And for those of you that don't know about Kevin and Ruby Franke, we are going to give you the 411 in a moment. But I just want to say hi to everybody that's popping in. And thank you so much for being here. You know what you need to do, friends. Hit all those buttons all at once. It's like spinning the wheel or something, right? For the lottery.
I noticed the other day, I think I knew this already, but it was neat when it happens. When you say like, share, and subscribe, the little things light up at the bottom.
Oh, cool.
Like when you say the word subscribe, the subscribe button lights up.
Okay, well, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Sorry. Oh, I'm goofy. Okay, friends. So, should we just jump right in or what?
We can.
Do you have anything that you want to like talk about or say or? Nope, not doing it.
I got nothing.
Okay. So, Kevin and Ruby Franke, one-time YouTube influencers with a channel by the name of 8 Passengers. They are a mom and a dad and 6 children. And in 2023, on August 30th, the mom, Ruby, and her business associate, Jodie Hildebrand, were arrested for alleged child abuse after one of Ruby Franke's children escaped and went to a neighbor's house and got help. We will not be talking about the children, the minor children. We're really not here to read on the child abuse because I don't really feel that that's something that I want to get into. What I want to do, though, is I want to look at the dynamic between Kevin and Ruby and the family unit, even the outside. Like Ruby has 3 sisters and they're all YouTube influencers, but nobody seems to know anything. I find that odd. So, since the arrest, both Ruby and Jodie have been held still to this day. They have both pled guilty to 4 counts of, and I don't remember the actual charges, so I'm not going to say, but they've both pled guilty, and they are awaiting their sentencing trial, which happens in February. The oldest daughter of the Franke family is a girl, and she took custody of the minor children for a time, and then they all have gone into, I don't know, what is it called in America?
Is it foster care?
Oh, like the child protective something or other. So they're all there, and in foster care and being looked after. And as I alluded to earlier, Johnie had done a reading on Kevin petitioning for divorce. So I think that the first thing that I want to ask, we're going to need Johnie to help me formulate these questions. So he is going after, Kevin Franke, the husband, is going after the former business partner, which is the other lady who is also in jail, who has also pleaded guilty for child abuse charges, with the hopes that she will be forced to pay for his children's medical care after the abuse. He found out that she had her house put up for sale, and it's on the market for $5.1 million allegedly. So he seems to think that he should be entitled to some of that money. So I would like to find out what is going to happen with that. Shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody. What do you call the cards? They're magic cards, right? That's what you call
Magic
them?
cards.
Yep. I pulled out some cards too. They're not magic cards, but, different ones.
Mine are all magic.
Well, of course they are, darling. Of course they are. I have a note here, which I just think is interesting, that I want to add while we're shuffling up here. That when he filed this petition to the court to sort of stall the sale of the home and to ask for the proceeds, or some of the proceeds, which I couldn't find any information on the amount that he asked for. But he said it was due to Jody Hildebrandt's actions in the child abuse regarding his children. There was no mention whatsoever about his wife. She was not mentioned. I just find that really interesting in terms of like his state of mind, right? Oh, jeepers creepers. Wowzers.
You know what I don't have? I'll start there. Our children. I don't have a Six of Cups. I don't have a Page in sight. There is the Ace of Cups and the Three of Cups. There's something to do with her community or celebrity as well. The people that are sort of gathered around, like there's a lot of attention that's going there, because I get the Sun and the Eight of Swords as well. So he's sort of attracted to the attention that this is getting, but not necessarily because he wants to be famous. The Nine of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, he wants something from that, more material. The Queen of Pentacles is a house for me, or property when we're talking about real estate. Anyway, not just like your own house. Three of Swords, naturally. This is feelings and hurt feelings, betrayals and things of that nature. Again, no kids. Not one. There's the Knight of Swords in the end. This is more of an attack, or yeah, we'll just go with that. There's Three of Pentacles. He wants something from her celebrity. He wants like pieces from that because it drew a lot of money for whatever reason. Mind you, she's a YouTuber. And she got a lot of attention and a big following. And he wants all of that. He wants the proceeds from that. He wants the work that was done from that. This has nothing to do with kids, though, I don't think.
I think what's also interesting is that I don't really have any money cards.
Not really. All I have is three of pentacles, and that's collaborations.
Yeah.
Like her group thing that she would
Yeah.
do, not like paying him or anything.
I have the two of pentacles to start. So, I mean, hello, lots of balls in the air. I mean, thank you, Spirit, for pointing out the obvious. Literally trying to juggle things. I've got the Eight of Wands. Or sorry, yes, the Eight of Wands. Got the Ten of Wands. I mean, there's just so much at stake. There is so much coming at all of them. I don't care who you are in that family. There are a lot of accusations, a lot of side-eyeing, a lot of pointing fingers, and he is definitely feeling the effects of that. And I don't think that he's being completely honest about his intentions as to why he's doing this. Like you were sort of picking up, there's something that he wants outside of what he stated. At least that's what it looks like to me. I've got the Ten of Cups, right? So, the happy family card, right? Because we're looking for the rainbow, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Literally. But not because I care. For entertainment purposes only. I don't even like saying stuff like that, but that's what I've got. Now, I will tell you that on the bottom of the deck, I've got the Six of Pentacles. And so there is going to be some sort of back and forth. Like, I don't think that he's going to get what he wants, but he's going to some kind of deal is going to be made. And I only say that because below the Six of Pentacles, I've got the Sun card. So I feel like some kind of deal is going to be reached, which would be wonderful if it is to benefit the children, because my God, they will need all kinds of therapy. Yes. And they deserve to have the best that they can, the best care that they can get for what they've been through. Oh, yuck. So
I'll pull one oracle card. It was exchanging gifts. This is putting a value on
right.
So there will be some back and forth, but this is trying to stick it to her. Mind you, I can't give him the Boy Scout badge because where were you?
Well, this is the next thing. So the next thing that I have a question about is this. So on August the 30th is the day that the arrest happened for Ruby and Jody. There was 4 children in the home. 2 were taken to get medical attention, and 2 remained. The oldest daughter, which is an adult of the Franke family, took those 2 children. She went to the family home where she does not reside to get things for the children, right? And in the midst of that, I want to just say the house, the door is kicked in, there's caution crime tape all around the house from the police. So she took things, laptops, iPads, games, phones, clothes, whatever. Kevin, the father, there is body cam footage all over the news in different places where he is receiving those goods back from a police officer and questioning the police officer, saying, now again, explain to me why she can't be charged for theft. He wanted his daughter to be charged with theft for taking things, rushing around in that circumstance, in that situation, and then giving them to the police to give back to him when he said that they weren't hers. So he wanted his daughter charged with theft. What is that about? And I just want to add, ... The reason why I want to know that is because he hasn't lived in that home for the previous 13 months. So how does he know what belongs and what doesn't? Yes? Very strange.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Very strange. I watched the body cam video and I listened to it, and I had to actually pause and go back and be like, what? What? Like, not in an argumentative way, but in a way like, I don't understand what you're telling me, and I'm not wanting to accept no as a response. Bless you.
Thank you. Hmm.
Oh, yikers. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Um, so in that house, Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, there is, long story short, I think he's an abuser too, mind you. Could be just more verbal. I don't think he did any physical abuses, but you never know. But they don't have a good relationship, obviously. But here with the Five of Cups, there's loss and regret. The Ten of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, this has been going on for quite some time. He's oppressive.
Yeah.
He's more petty with his oppression, as in he is a person who wants the last word. He's a person who wants the last laugh, that type of thing. Whatever he could do to get at a person. The Page of Cups in the Knight of Cups in the Knight of Wands. He also has some sort of problem with her exiting the way she did, or running away, or something of that nature. Like he's got some sort of problem with her. I think she ran away, literally, like, or escaped, or something of that nature. Four of Cups is how it ends. I think this is more psychological warfare type of thing, to where they're all just going at each other. Meanwhile, what about your kids? So there's just the one child this time pops up and it has something. It's all emotional. This is not. It's not about the stuff. This is all emotional, I think.
Yeah. I totally agree. I've got the King of Cups in reverse. You know, there's a polite way to explain the King of Cups, but I just want to say, like honestly, like, just, it's coming out your butt. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, you don't know what to do. Got the High Priestess, secrets. And I don't mean that he's got secrets necessarily speaking. I just think like the whole thing is so bizarre. And even he, if it's true that he was out of the house for the 13 months prior, even he was in the dark, right? We've got the Temperance, a card next to that, trying to keep it literally, trying to keep the you-know-what together. Got the Nine of Swords. Sorry, I had to look. I thought it was Nine of Wands at first. Got the Nine of Swords. Got the 5 of Wands. Just all kinds of just... Like, I feel it for them. You know what I mean? Like, for the whole unit, I feel it for them. Got the Knight of Cups at the end. So I feel like do you know, like if your parent ever said to you, like, do what I say, not what I do. It feels kind of like that kind of vibe. Like he's trying to be the parent, he's trying to be the grown up, he's trying to do the right thing, but he's going about it in all the wrong ways. Right? Got the 6 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, which is great, right? Moving away from troubled water. So it's like, and to add to that, just a couple of days after that, they were seen together in court. And what I mean by together is literally not walking arm in arm, but walking together into the courthouse with their prospective lawyers. So it's not like, oh, you wanted to charge me, get away from me. Now, I should add that it is, I don't know how the oldest daughter came to leave. I don't think you're far off, though, of what you said, because she has been shouting out for years that there is stuff going on in that home and the authorities need to pay attention, and no authorities really gave it much attention. And the day that the arrest happened, she took a shot of the police vehicles outside of the home and put the caption of "finally" and put it on her Instagram page. And, that pretty much sums up how she feels about what happened, right? I pulled an oracle card that's making me feel queasy, actually. A child's love. The love between a parent and a child is one of the most precious and deep connections we make during our time on earth. Children start out as part of us, and from their first cries, they establish themselves as the biggest part of our hearts.
Because mind you,
so
he could be out of the house for 13 months, but that oldest child is an adult.
Yes.
And for her to send out a message of finally, it's about time type of thing, that's been going on since she was a kid.
Yes.
Or born. So it ain't like he didn't know anything, because he was there during her years and he was there during those other children's years. He just left.
Yeah.
For a year, for whatever reason.
Yeah, exactly. I sort of feel like what is happening in real time is he's trying to do what he thinks he's supposed to do and reacting in real time to the situation that is before him. And he's struggling with head and heart as to, I think that's why it took him 3 months to ask for the divorce, is because he was trying to stay loyal to his wife in some bizarre way. All right. So the next thing I want to know is this. So it was never official that he left. According to what his lawyer said on the Today Show, Jody Hildebrand, which is the business associate, the therapist person, and the other person that is charged for the child abuse stuff, told Ruby Franke that she thought that it was what needed to happen. And so Ruby came home and said, you have to leave. And he never contested it. He never fought it. There's no legal separation. He just left. Now, what's interesting is, and of course it's not being said, we don't know if he had contact with his children. I mean, there's no way of knowing that. But what I want to know is, is that legit? I don't know. That's not the right wording, obviously, for the question. But you know what I mean? I can't imagine coming home. Not that I wish this, but I can't imagine coming home and saying to my husband, leave, and he'd be like, okay.
Yeah. And what is the scenario behind his exit? We could ask that. Like,
Okay.
what is the energy behind it? What is the situation behind it? Because he wasn't there.
Right.
No, at least we know he was not there. So something did happen. So what happened to prompt his exit?
Yeah. And they're
And
also saying that the oldest boy left shortly after that. So it's like that the husband and the oldest boy, who's like the second oldest of the children, he left around the same time. And just as an FYI, for anyone who has been following this story, according to some of the things that I read, just as the YouTube channel was right in the prime of its growth, or the prime of its time, they had like over 2 million followers, and the boy had done something and was sent away to some camp that, like, unruly teenagers go to. And when he came back, they did a video, and subscribers of the channel were reaching out to the local authorities around their home, because they were so unhappy about what they were saying on the YouTube channel. Most of those videos have been deleted and taken down. I believe that YouTube took their channel down, actually. Hi, Jay.
there's something around. It's all to do with the channel, and there's this portrayal of single mother, strong mother type of thing. There's here with the Seven of Cups and the
Really,
Six of
really,
Wands.
Johnny, really?
I don't even have the Empress. I just heard that. There's the Six of Wands, the Seven of Cups, trying to pretend like she's doing it on her own, and because it's a message from the woman. Like, literally, you can't. Now, here's the thing. When you're filming your little show, he doesn't need to be sitting here. Like, why does he have to leave the whole scenario? Like, you have to leave the house and go away. There's something deeper there, because the Page of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, this literally did come from some woman. With the Eight of Wands, the Strength, and the Four of Swords, there's your retreat there with the Four of Swords. Your Eight of Wands, your conversation, the Strength card. He was outnumbered, overpowered type of thing. The Four of Wands, there's your household. The Ace of Cups, there's somebody new coming in. And the High Priestess, the Six of Wands. This may be, I don't want to say it's a relationship between those two necessarily, between the Jill and the Ruby, but at the same time, he didn't fit in the scenario, and that relationship was all but over, because it wasn't finalized with the divorce. But you move out, we'll do our thing, and I guess he can get a kickback or something, but he's not in this picture. But it literally is coming from this woman here who's saying you don't fit the scenario. But there's something to their relationship too that's also secret to her and Jill, with the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups. Or there's a new person in this picture that has no name yet.
Bum 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 bum. Sorry. I feel like it's a total power struggle going on. Got the Empress coming out. That literally flipped over in the deck when I was shuffling. So at first I thought that the Empress represented Ruby. I have to tell you that I'm not so certain now that I've got all the cards out here. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. So it's like, if this represents Ruby, I like the life that I have created for myself, and I did it. It's my channel, my following. I'm the star. You know what I mean? Like, I am responsible for this. So then the Emperor comes along, which would be Kevin. And it's like, yeah, no, sorry. I'm putting my foot down to this and I'm saying, no, you've got to do that. And so there is this total power struggle that's going on. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles next to that, which is the business connection, I think, with the Jody, whatever her, what's her name? Jody Hildebrandt. Right? It's the business connection that she's forming with that person that's sort of pulling her away. And then next to that, we've got the Eight of Cups, which is literally walking away. And we end with the Death card. So like it be over. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got the World. So it's over. And when I say that, I don't mean like it's over. I feel like it was presented in a way it's like, okay, and so you're going to leave and thanks, bye. Like there was no like yelling, there was no screaming, there was no argument. It was just like, that's what you're doing. And he did it.
Can I ask a off left field question?
Sure.
I want to know about her religion.
She's a Mormon.
I want to know about her religion from the cards.
Oh. Sorry. Well, fine. No.
Because just like here in this country, people who call themselves Christians do not follow Christian ideology. They just follow the hate parts.
Right.
But that Ace of Cups and High Priestess, because I pulled the Oracle card, which was higher power too. This is spirituality too, with the Ace of Cups, and then there's your female Pope there too. I want to know what her personal held belief is, because mind you, this is a person who had no trouble duct taping her children type thing, and at the same time said to her husband, yeah, get out because we're about to be YouTube stars. Like there's something different there.
Well, I will say, that while doing while looking around trying to find the facts that I had remembered from different things that I had read and heard, just so that I could be prepared for tonight. Obviously, with the case or the sentencing coming up in February, there are details that have been released that are horrid, absolutely horrid. And I don't know how those two things can be said in the same sentence, and or like in the same thought process. Like, I am a religious person, but yet I did this to my kids.
I get it now. I get it. Okay.
Oh, good. Can you tell the rest of us?
I get it now. This is, I hate to say it, but it's common. This is beyond spare the rod, spoil the child thing, to where if you don't beat your children, then you spoil them. The Hierophant, Page of Swords. The Hierophant is religion, but it's dogma. It's do as I say, not as I do. This is follow, lean not to your own understanding, follow rigidness and conformity. The Page of Swords is lies and gossips, the negative parts of communications. This is cultish, to where there's a subset in even Christianity that believes that, for instance, if your child lies, put hot sauce and pepper on their tongues. And like, there's that thing. And I think that's who she is. That's where she's drawing all that from.
So you think it's like, it's in her?
Yeah. Okay. Well, she's disturbed, but yes.
Well, right?
I think that's where she's getting it from. Like, she didn't get that out of this. She didn't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, let me be a child abuser." There's a culture behind her thinking. Like, she's not unique in that at all. And she was teaching it to other people. That's what her channel was about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A video that I saw when this all first sort of came out that I never heard of the channel before. I'm not a mom, so I don't really watch a lot of, parenting channels, but just saying. Anyway, so there was a couple of video clips that people were playing on different things that I found. And one of them is her sitting in the car and she's upset. Like, she's visibly upset. Like, she's, like emotional because the teacher has called for her from her youngest daughter's school and said that the daughter forgot her lunch and could she bring lunch to school. And she was like, no, she's responsible for her own lunch. And the only way she's going to learn responsibility is if she is hungry.
Oh my God.
She was like in kindergarten, or like she was like 5 or 6 years old. It's not like she was 17 or 12. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that makes it okay, but I'm like, she made it sound like she was like in college, that if she's so busy on her phone and she can't find the time to remember her lunch bag, maybe this, you know what I mean? I was like, geez. And then, so while she's saying this, she's in her car. And she's like, no. And she's kind of like upset that people are commenting negatively towards that comment. And then trying to defend herself or explain herself further. And I was just like, okay. Anyway, I got the Hanged Man. I feel like this is like, one of those yo-yo tricks that you tried to do your whole entire life and you never did it. And you just kept getting the yo-yo caught in the knot. Because that's what this feels like. It just feels like a up and down, all over the place, ball inside of a pinball machine. Like, there's no thought, there's no strategy. It's just like, do this to get out of this, and then you go over here because that looks good. And when the bells start ringing and the machine starts going crazy, then you move over here. It just seems very chaotic to me. We've got the Page of Pentacles. After the Hanged Man, then you've got the Ten of Swords. And then you've got the Two of Wands. Now, I don't know, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one who's chaotic and not not her. But it feels like, it almost feels like to me that someone is telling her, or something within her, or something that she's looking for cosign, right? She's looking for that constant, like, you're doing the right thing. And somewhere she feels like she's getting that. On the bottom of the deck, I got the Eight of Wands. So, like, no kidding, it's coming at you quick, sweetheart. It's not funny. Don't laugh, but it is, right? What's that saying? Something about reaping what you, what's that? Okay, so what's interesting about the plea deals is that Ruby Franke has pled guilty, as has Jody Hildebrandt pled guilty, but both of them to the same charges. The only difference between their plea bargains, or their guilty verdicts, or whatever the legal terminology is that Ruby will be testifying against Jody. Now, Jody is a therapist. And I read today, and I'm not sure that the source is reliable, but I read today that Kevin also used to be part of the group. Like, it was Jody and Ruby and Kevin promoting this business that Jody did, and then Kevin was outed, and then it was just Ruby and Jody. What I want to know is if Jody influenced Ruby, you know, in terms of like telling her that this is what you need to do, because that was how it was presented in some of these things that I watched, that, you know, at Jody's insistence, that's why Kevin was asked to leave the house.
Was Ruby manipulated?
Yeah. I got so excited I turned half my deck around. Sorry. Yeah, there's I've watched a couple on, I think it's Law and Order Crime something on YouTube, and or Laws and Crimes or something, and then Emily D. Baker is a lawyer, and she's reviewed some of this case. I've watched a few of that because she breaks down the legalese of it all to make it make sense to, you know, the average Kelly. And but they don't have the cards like we do.
Magic card. She manipulates her. I mean, it wasn't hard to do, mind you. But 3 of Cups, 9 of Cups. I think the popularity had a huge factor in that. The 3 of Cups is your community of some sort, or some sort of collaboration where you have the reason for celebration. Like, oh, we pulled something together, yay us. And the 9 of Cups, everything that you wanted out of that collaboration, you got, or everything you wanted out of that project that you worked on together, you got it. And the 5 of Swords and the Emperor, there is the bully and the taking charge, also the pushing of the man out type of thing too. She definitely had something to do with that. 6 of Wands, 10 of Swords, in Justice. Again, the celebrity, the people's center of attention, and that's kind of what led to the downfall, mind you, too, is the attention that you got, is the attention you ended up with. Queen of Swords and the Word of Warning. So yes, the Queen of Swords, it can be a manipulator because air sign, not air sign, but air sign, but swords are mental. These are the people who can talk you into anything as well, or convince you with data.
Yeah.
And so, oh, look where we are, look what we're doing, look what we got. And then the 8 of Pentacles, again, about the work. And the 7 of Pentacles, the investment. It's like we got something going here. So it's like she gave her an inch and she took a mile. So she didn't need all that much convincing, but yes, she is a puppet stringer. And so,
well, I don't have to say anything now because we got all the same cards. So what Johnie said, no. Now here's what's interesting, right? So we asked about, like, in the beginning about the sale of the house and the money, and like this is where all the money's showing up. But Pentacles sometimes is also about, you know, your health, your mental health, for a price. Don't forget, she's a therapist.
Money. See, that's the problem. Mind you, that's the problem with a lot of people on YouTube, though, is YouTube incentivizes you doing more and more and more. And the keep up with myself or outdo myself mentality is what causes a person to do things they normally wouldn't do, or do things to the extreme. There's another one who just got busted for plagiarism because he needed to produce more content, so he started taking other people's. Then right. There's another one who just got busted for he's cheating on some video game competition or something like that. And it made the news because he won all this big money and then had to give it all back. So it's to keep up, to win, to get ahead, to be the
Yeah.
biggest, brightest thing that everybody clicks on. And man.
See, it's not all about the views, friends. You've got the Six of Pentacles here, which is an interesting card to start off with, I think, followed by the Eight of Pentacles. So it's like, you know, Ruby and Franke, but mostly Ruby, created this massively successful following, and it was early. It wasn't, you know, like since the pandemic. It was early, like 2007, 8, 9, like somewhere around there. She was doing vlogging and blah blah blah. Like it was very successful. And all of a sudden, here comes Jodi Hildebrandt and says, "We can help each other."
Level up.
Right? We've got the Three of Pentacles. Making plans, friends, making plans. Cooperation, collaboration, and learning from others. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Normally, the Two of Pentacles is about, you know, prioritizing and, you know, balancing. And I'm not saying it's not about juggling, but literally tonight it is all about juggling. I think it started to become a problem. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles here. So that level of you know, that level of success and that level of like, oh, look at what I got, look at what I achieved. It's like literally she had a peeping Tom, you know, watching her, which shows up with the Justice card. And what's interesting about this is that they're both going to get justice. But it's like Ruby feels like she is just in whatever she's going to say regarding Jodi. But I also think that Jodi feels just in whatever her actions were.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I've got the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck, which I find really interesting. So don't forget that the sentencing hearing is February the 20th, right? So that's not that far away. And it'll be very, very, very interesting to find out what the sentence is, because they could do up to 60 years in prison.
Jeez.
So now, what I also find interesting about this whole situation is that Franke has three sisters. All three of those sisters are YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you know, influencers. So when this all happened, only one of them came forward, flipped out, got all emotional, cried, you know, hooted and hollered, and then went away. And since the allegations, they've distanced themselves from Ruby. Apparently, the eldest daughter of the Frankes put a post on Instagram at Christmas time, and one of the sisters said, like, you know, we'll support you and help you make new memories. So we have these three women who said that they kept quiet about the abuse. For the sake of the children. And then when the other one did that video, not too long after they, you know, this all sort of came to light, she said that Ruby cut ties with the family, and they weren't in contact, like they had nothing to do with each other. So which one is it? Did you know? Now, I want to say that would be a very difficult path. You know, you're in a family, it's your sibling's family, there's something going on, you know, Like, how far do you push that? I've been in similar situations, and so you know that it's not an easy situation, but like, these are kids. These are little kids. I don't know. I don't know what the question is there, but I want to know, like, did they know? And like are they, I get, you know what? I don't even want to know if they knew. What I want to know is, are they helping them now? That's what I want to know. Because I don't care what they knew and what they did or did not do. I want to know that they're there for those, because now is when those kids need them. Would you not agree with that?
So what will be the sister's role with the children?
Yeah. See, you're so good at finding questions. So Ellie, Bonnie, and Deru. I think that's how you pronounce it. Deru. It are the sisters' names.
What's the roll now?
Okay, flying cards. That 8 of Wands has a thing tonight. It just does not want to not come out, friends. Oh.
Hmm.
I think they want. I think that they are gonna. I think that they want to, but they might be met with a little bit of resistance from the children, which would not be the children's fault considering what they've been through. Right? It's like I feel like the children are not sure who to trust.
$1,000,000%. I got the Ace of Pentacles, so there's the opportunity for this. There's also the opportunity for growth and good things like that. There's the Emperor attached to it, though. The Emperor, for me, is not a good card. It technically is for those learning tarot. That's the father and the masculine energy. But there's more of an authoritarian feel when it comes to opportunity. Like, this is what I'm giving you, take it or not. And that's not what they need. They need the open door and you walk in when you get ready type thing. Because they're not just recovering temperance, they're recovering from trauma. And so there's the Page of Wands, and then there's the trauma, and then there's the Moon. Very, very, very uncertain. They are.
Did you get the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords?
Not Page of Swords.
Oh, sorry. I got those. I was like, ooh, look at me and Johnie pulling the same card.
I got the Queen of Swords, and there's sort of some recovery. And the Moon here is very uncertain. The Moon is one of those things that, especially coupled with the Temperance, this is all up here. And they can recover physically from anything. This here is the thing that leaves the scar. And so with the other people here with the Lover's card, they may have good intention, but they were not present during the worst of it. And so that's why now they're not just met with open arms and, oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. The Hangman, this is going to take time and perspective change. Also, if those involved from the outside in, like the aunts or the cousins or whoever, the people from the outside in are going to have to sacrifice in order to gain the trust. And so they're going to have to try a little harder before the kids just run to them. So if they are serious about it, then they will do that.
Yeah.
If not, then we'll see what happens, I guess.
I got the King of Cups, and I don't know why I feel like this represents the dad. So the dad may have something to do with this, like, you know, whether this is allowed or not. If it's not the dad, then it's just like the emotion is there. We want to help. We want to, love you up. Good intentions. I think we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and I've got the Eight of Wands, and so I feel like they're on a mission. My ears are burning so bad. I feel like they're on a mission, but I don't know that it's completely sincere.
I don't think so.
Got the Six of Swords, so moving away from troubled waters. So because eventually we're going to move on to another story, right? Like everybody's going to go back to normal, and we're going to move on to another story. So with the sentencing coming up, because they've already pled guilty and all the information is out there, people are going to start to settle down, right? Then we've got the Page of Swords, and the little kiddos are like, hey, now hold on.
Because I think he's involved I think if he's involved, it's automatically going left to me.
Well, there you go. There's the left right there. Hard left.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So it could be a situation where one wants to and the other one doesn't, or two want to and two don't, and maybe they were close with their cousins at one point. I don't know that, but it feels like they are not ready to give the aunties what the aunties might expect, right? Like they're not just going to come over for Sunday dinner and then spend a week in the summer there. Like that's kind of not really where they're at. They need a supervised, happy meal in the park kind of thing, and then they go about their business, right? No hugging, no touching, just talk to me. You know what I mean?
They need a new normal.
Yeah.
And that takes a while.
Right? So, is there anything that you want to know before we close out? Since I did all the talking.
I want to know what the last one. What is his role going forward? Since we talked about the aunts coming in, what is his role going forward with the children? Is he going to try to be dad now, or do they want to run away from him? Since he doesn't have the greatest relationship with the older one, what is his role going forward?
God bless those little kiddos, man. I tell you, when you hear about stories such as these, and you think about those little kiddos and think about how much they've endured in such a short amount of time, right, in their young lives, you just really want to, embrace them with resilience and love and hope that, the right people are going to surround them and embrace them as they navigate this.
This is reading. Have some older person here being mean to a young kid. What the hell? The Tower card too. Keep off my grass. Okay. See, he gives me the I don't think so, sir.
Yeah.
You don't come up in here like the knight in shining armor. I can't see it. I don't see it.
Sorry, I'm only laughing because I got the Knight of Pentacles, literally the Knight in shining armor.
Like I can't wait.
It's in the reverse, Johnny. I threw 5 cards and only 1 card is upright. And I don't normally throw reversals, but that's the way they came out.
I had the Tower and the Knight of Cups, which is what I call the false knight. This is the one who is pretending to be pretty and nice and cordial And then there's the Tower. There's exposure coming for that too, but in time. There's the Hermit and the Temperance. Temperance is moderation and reconciliation, and the Hermit is something on the inside. There's a conscious, that little voice that's kicking him in the pants right now too.
Yeah.
Six of Swords, trouble moving forward. This is in the word of warning. They don't trust you either.
No.
And so there's going to be a lot of trouble moving forward. The Eight of Swords, you're going to be alone for some time, at least emotionally alone for some time. The Eight of Swords and the Hermit. This is corrected by the Temperance, though, if you choose to embrace the Temperance. The Temperance is hard, though, because the Temperance is about sobriety and reconciliation, so you have to confront the thing that needs confronting, and then you heal from it, which takes a really long time. So it's a nice card, it's a lovely card, but it's also one of those you have to take responsibility cards.
Right.
And so what is his role going forward? Trying to be the knight in shining armor, but they don't trust you. And I don't either.
I feel like this is very much like, baby stepping.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tiniest little feet you can find, baby stepping. We start out with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So normally this is, like looking for support and, come on in out of the cold and, find your people and get a big old hug. And I don't think that they feel like they have any people. I don't think that he feels like he has any people. I don't think it's like, no, they don't know where they are, where they belong, where they fit in. It's so sad. So it's like it's like a even bigger loss than what the Five of Pentacles normally represents. I feel like I want to say. Got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Got the Ace of Cups in reverse. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Like, for all the wrong reasons, we're trying to do this, or we're trying to create a story or a narrative or a perception, not for the right reasons. It's like, I'm doing this because I think that this is what I'm supposed to do, because people are telling me that they want me to do this, but my kids aren't wanting it. You know what I mean? But we're not heeding that. We're not seeing that. We're not taking it, because the only card that I got upright, my friends, is Page of Wands. That's little kiddos. The outcome is the Two of Pentacles, which just favorite card of the evening, in reverse. Ball's gone and fell down is what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got
dad's a bag of ass. That's
right. And then you got the Magician on the bottom of the deck. So literally, is this using all the resources that you have at your disposal, or is this literally pulling a rabbit out of a hat? Like, what is it that you're trying to do? Then I got the Six of Swords, and then I got the Temperance card, and then I got the Judgment card, and then I got the Eight of Pentacles, and then I got the Page of Cups, and then I got the Six of Cups. So eventually they're going to get to a place where it's like they can maybe have some contact, and some quality contact.
Because the good thing about that is they have time ahead of them.
Yes.
And so time doesn't necessarily heal all wounds, but it makes old wounds tolerable. And so you can grow a scab, you can cope, you can have mechanisms of coping. You can forgive and forget a lot of things. Not forget, but you can forgive a lot of things. And so time is on their side, and that is a good thing.
Absolutely. That's a really positive note to end on. And I want to add to that also, because those children are going to get, hopefully, the right kind of assistance, the right kind of therapy, the right kind of tools and information to help them to navigate the healing. It's not like someone says, well, I gotta work on this, and you go, you take the next 25 years trying to heal yourself. They actually are being helped, and because they went through it together, they have that bond, that experience. Not saying that each of them will react to it in the same way, but they have that bond. And I think that no matter what happens, that those 4 little kiddos, the ones that were still, living in the home, they will probably grow up to be the tightest siblings that you ever did see, because they have that shared experience.
In the trenches together.
Yeah. God bless them, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Johnie, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it, my friend.
Absolutely. Of course.
Yay. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I know it's not the most positive topic to read on, but I've wanted to just, when you hear certain stories, you wanna know what's going on, just because. And it's nice to talk about something other than who.
Yes, please and thank you.
Right? So, Johnie, what's coming up for you? You have
Nothing.
Well, you have your Sunday. What channel are you guys going to be on?
I don't know.
Awesome.
It ain't mine. I think it's Jen's channel, but it ain't mine, so I don't know.
So keep your eyes on if you're subscribed to Johnie's channel, and I encourage everyone to do that. His link is in the description box below the video. Make sure that you go check it out in his community tab, because he always puts it up and tells you where they're going to be on Sunday nights at 8:00 p.m. Eastern time. Him, Jen Lynn, and Becca. And I will be back tomorrow, actually, at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm on with Allie, but it'll be simulcast on both channels. And then I'm back on Sunday at 7. We're going to talk about motivation. So I think that's it. And here comes Quincy. Never fails. Never fails. All right, friends, have yourselves a good night, and make sure that if you are affected by the storms, that you're staying warm, staying safe, and checking in on your friends, family, and neighbors, okay? And your animals. Don't need any frozen kitties out there.
Uh-oh.
All right. Night, everybody.